In the mystical land of Morrowind, the Mages Guild stands as a beacon of knowledge and arcane mastery. Founded by the legendary mage Vanus Galerian, the guild was created with a noble vision to bring order and education to the often chaotic world of magic. Though many years have passed since its inception, the guild's mission remains steadfast. Nowhere is its influence more prominent than in the province of Morrowind, particularly in the Isle of Vardenfell, where it serves as a pillar of scholarship and arcane expertise within Dunmer society. Our story begins in the magnificent city of Vivec, where the whimsical and the sacred blend in perfect harmony. The city, cast in hues of coral and sapphire by the glistening waters of Vardenfell's lagoons, is alive with the hum of vendors, pilgrims, and adventurers. Yet standing out amidst the myriad wonders of Vivec is the Guild Hall of the Mages Guild, an imposing structure that emanates an air of mystique. Here, mages of all kinds, novices and masters alike, congregate to pursue their studies and refine their skills. It is under these vaulted stone ceilings that our protagonist, a young and gifted yet untested mage, makes their first steps toward a future brimming with potential. With their heart pounding and palms slightly damp with nervous excitement, they approach the grand entrance of the Vivec Guild Hall. The archway, decorated with intricate carvings of ancient glyphs and runes, seems to whisper secrets of the ages past. The hall is their gateway into a world teeming with knowledge and power, but also fraught with dangers, both seen and unseen. Inside, the protagonist is greeted by the ovate, warm light of arcane lanterns illuminating rows of dusty tomes and arcane implements. Among the humming, enchanted artifacts and the bustling flow of robed scholars, they spot the calm yet commanding figure of Archmage Trebonius Artorius. The Archmage, known for his somewhat eccentric nature and formidable intelligence, oversees the guild with a watchful yet almost absent-minded gaze. Despite his quirks, Trebonius is a figure of immense respect and authority, and everyone knows that his hidden depths of wisdom hold the keys to the vast potential locked within each budding mage. As they navigate through the initial formalities and rituals of admission, the protagonist encounters a wide array of personalities. Fellow aspiring mages who, like them, have journeyed far and wide to seize their destiny. Amidst the scholars delving into ancient scrolls and the master mages weaving spells of breathtaking complexity, their path intersects with many who will either become staunch allies or formidable rivals. It is here, within the arcane sanctum of Vivec's Guild Hall, that their journey begins. But the halls of the Mages Guild are not just a sanctuary of learning. They are also a labyrinth of political intrigue and hidden agendas. As the protagonist delves deeper into the guild's teachings, they realize that every whispered conversation and flicker of a spell can carry significant weight in the intricate dance of power and influence that permeates the guild. This realization dawns upon them slowly, as they witness the interplay between the political machinations of the guild and the delicate balance of relations with Morrowind's silent but ever-watchful tribunal temple. Thus begins the tale of a young mage in the enigmatic, ever-enchanting Morrowind Mages Guild, where every day is a step deeper into the mysteries of magic, and every lesson learned is a spark igniting the flames of future greatness or peril. As the days turned into months, and the months into years, the protagonist's dedication to the arcane arts began to bear fruit. Their names slowly became synonymous with promise and potential within the hallowed halls of the Vivec Guild. The journey to mastery was rigorous, punctuated by countless hours spent poring over ancient texts and honing their spellcraft under the discerning gaze of seasoned mentors. With each step up the hierarchical ladder of the guild, the protagonist became more attuned to the intricate dynamics that wove through the organization like an invisible yet palpable tapestry. One of the most critical revelations came upon understanding the deeply ingrained tension between the Mages Guild and the reclusive yet fiercely independent Telvanni wizards. The Telvanni, with their sprawling mushroom towers and disdain for standardized magical practices, regarded the guild with a haughty mixture of scorn and suspicion. Mutual mistrust simmered beneath every diplomatic veneer, and the protagonists found themselves caught in the crossfire of this long-standing rivalry. Their journey took them far beyond the comforts of Vivek. Commissioned by the Guild to undertake various missions, the protagonists traversed the sprawling and diverse landscapes of Morrowind. They ventured into the humid, murky swamps of the Bitter Coast, where they battled lethargic, yet deadly, swamp creatures and recovered rare alchemical ingredients. In stark contrast, their steps led them into the ash-choked desolation of the Red Mountains ashlands, contending with the harsh elements and the ever-looming threat of blighted beasts. At each turn, they encountered trials designed to test not only their growing proficiency in magic, but also their moral fortitude. One such trial came in the form of a mission to retrieve a lost artifact of great power from a Telvanni-claimed ruin. The mission brought them face to face with Telvanni agents, forcing a tense standoff that could be resolved only through cunning negotiation or a fierce display of magical prowess. Throughout these harrowing adventures, the protagonists found themselves forging bonds and making enemies in equal measure. Allies emerged in the form of fellow guild members and noble-hearted adventurers they aided along the way. Chief among their companions was a healer named Elenya, whose quiet wisdom and deft touch with restorative magic provided both solace and invaluable support. However, not all who walked the halls of the Mages Guild wished the protagonist well. A bitter rival, an ambitious mage by the name of Varian, mirrored their ascent within the guild. Varian saw the protagonist not just as competition, but as an obstacle to his own dreams of supremacy. Their rivalry simmered through exchanged glares and thinly veiled confrontations, each seeking to outdo the other in their magical exploits. Amidst the ebbs and flows of their personal journey, the protagonist began to perceive murmurings of a darker nature. Whispers echoed through the guild's arcane chambers, hinting at a sinister faction within the organization that sought power through forbidden means. With each passing day, it became clearer that this sect aimed to align themselves with Daedric powers from Oblivion, promising great rewards for those who dared to betray the guild's principles. As these shadowy figures maneuvered, the protagonist realized the gravity of the danger that lay ahead. They would need to navigate this treacherous, ever-shifting landscape with both their wits and growing magical skills. In this hidden war for the soul of the Mages Guild, the protagonist's choices would resonate with far-reaching consequences. Thus, the middle of our tale sees the protagonist standing on the precipice of deeper darkness and enlightenment, grappling with the forces of ambition, rivalry, and the eternal lure of forbidden knowledge. Their path through the Morrowind Mages Guild is fraught with peril, bearing testament to the enduring struggle between light and shadow within the heart of Tamriel's mystical fabric. The climax of our tale was fraught with tension, set against the backdrop of the Vivek Mages Guild headquarters. With the weight of their discoveries pressing heavily upon their shoulders, the protagonist confronted the traitorous faction within the heart of the guild. The air was thick with uncertainty and the scent of old parchment, a sharp contrast to the impending conflict that would echo through the hallowed halls. As they stepped into the central chamber, the protagonist bore witness to the dark cabal that had infiltrated the guild. The leader of this sinister sect stood in the center, an aura of dark energy rippling around them. The confrontation was inevitable, a test of wit, will, and magical prowess. Words of reason fell on deaf ears, and the chamber soon became a battleground where arcane energies clashed in a symphony of light and shadow. Spells were cast with ferocity, the walls illuminated by bursts of elemental forces. The protagonist deftly countered curses and summoned barriers, their mind and body synchronized in a dance of survival. Every incantation was a testament to the years of rigorous training and the moral convictions that had been tempered by their journey. The fierce contest seemed to stretch into eternity, but perseverance and ingenuity guided the protagonist's hand, culminating in a final, climactic spell that subdued the leader of the traitorous faction. As the arcane silence settled, the defeated faction leader lay before them, stripped of their dark ambitions. In a voice tinged with both bitterness and sorrow, the leader revealed their motivations. A tragic past marked by the loss of loved ones to Daedric machinations, and the subsequent desperation that had driven them to seek forbidden pacts, all in a misguided effort to prevent such losses from befalling others. The confession was a poignant reminder of the fine line between heroism and villainy, shaped often by the cruelties of fate. With the conspiracy thwarted, the protagonist stood amidst the ruins of conflict, now a figure of earned respect and recognition. The guild's leadership, including the venerable Archmage Trebonius Artorius, acknowledged their valor and wisdom, elevating them to a position of prominence within the Mages Guild. It was both an honor and a responsibility, a mantle to be carried with humility and resolve. In the aftermath, the guild convened a grand council to address the fractures that had threatened their unity. The protagonist played a key role in these deliberations, advocating for a recommitment to the guild's founding values: order, knowledge, and the ethical use of magic. The council's decisions echoed with the promise of renewal, aiming to foster an environment where rivalry did not overshadow the collective pursuit of enlightenment. As the moon of Secunda cast its silver arc across the waters of Vivec, the protagonist found a moment's peace to reflect upon their journey. From an untested novice, they had risen to a master mage, their path marked by trials, alliances, and the ever-present pull of moral quandaries. The corridors of the Mages Guild, once filled with the unknown, now held a sense of familiar purpose and hopeful aspirations. The protagonist knew that the challenges lying ahead would demand the same courage and wisdom that had guided them thus far. Yet, with each step they had taken, they had not only forged their destiny, but also kindled the hope for unity and enlightenment for future generations of mages in the realm of Morrowind. In the quiet chamber of the guild, surrounded by tomes of arcane lore and the glow of enchanted lanterns, the protagonist whispered a silent vow to continue their quest for knowledge and justice. For in the heart of Morrowind, the magic of the Mages Guild would continue to shine as a beacon, guiding all who sought to master the arts and enlighten the world.